Wall Street deregulation is apparently way worse than I originally thought. Matt Taibbi had an incredibly informative piece in Rolling Stone about this. He discusses a law called the Financial Services Modernization Act of 1999, also known as the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act. And what that is essentially the repeal of Glass-Steagall, which we talk about often on the show. I always mention Glass-Steagall. And what Glass-Steagall did was put into place, after the Great Depression, a wall of separation between commercial banking, which is where you put your money when you go to the bank on whatever day of the week you go, and investment banking. It separated those two things. Now, investment banking is Wall Street casino capitalist risky bets, like bets on top of bets on top of bets, and puts and calls and options and derivatives and all that stuff. And the idea is that the investment banking stuff is too risky to take your money or my money that we just put in the corner bank and then use our money for that, because we assume that there's going to be some sort of level of safety with where we're putting our money, and if they do that crazy betting, there's no safety. So, not only did Gramm-Leach-Bliley get rid of Glass-Steagall, there's also a provision in the bill that's been just basically used to justify all deregulation and to justify Wall Street getting away with whatever they want to get away with. And that provision, Taibbi points out, is this, quote, complementary to a financial activity that does not pose a substantial risk to the safety or soundness of depository institutions or the financial system generally. So I know that sounds like a bunch of legal jargon and nonsense, but let me break it down for you. The devil is in the details there. So what he's pointing at is a provision in the bill that says banks can do, quote, complementary financial activity. They're allowed to do complementary financial activity. Well, what does that mean, right? What is complementary financial activity? According to a law professor at the University of North Carolina, that means, quote, pretty much everything is considered complementary to a financial activity. So on that provision, here's what banks are doing now, and here's what they're justifying. Quote, owning oil tankers, running airports, and controlling huge quantities of coal, natural gas, heating oil, electric power, and precious metals. They control food products, zinc, copper, nickel, aluminum, even uranium, which is bomb-making materials. And then here's the most important part. Matt Taibbi writes, quote, they're buying oil that's still in the ground, the tankers that move it across the sea, the refineries that turn it into fuel, and the pipelines that bring it to your home. Then, just for kicks, they are also betting on the timing and efficiency of these same industrial processes in the financial markets, buying and selling oil stocks on the stock exchange, oil futures on the futures market, swaps on the swaps market, etc. Allowing one company to control the supply of crucial physical commodities and also trade it in the financial products that might be related to those markets is an open invitation to commit mass manipulation. It's something akin to letting casino owners who take book on NFL games during the week also coach all the teams on Sundays. The situation has opened a Pandora's box of horrifying new corruption possibilities. So in layman's terms, the banks control everything, and they bet on everything. And this leads to market manipulation and currency manipulation and the average guy getting robbed and certain future economic recessions and depressions. And it's all because we don't efficiently regulate the banks, because the banks and the financial institutions own the lawmakers. So they pay them to look the other way. And then the banks get to be as corrupt as they want to be, and Wall Street gets to be as corrupt as they want to be. I mean, seriously, stop and think about what they're doing for a second. So they can buy, everything that has to do with oil, an oil refinery, oil transport, oil extraction, the oil in the ground, the land, yada, yada, right? So they can make the call to their people and say, you know what? Hold off on that for a little bit. Don't bring the oil into America yet. Just keep it there for a week, okay? Or don't distribute it around the world or wherever it's got to go. Keep it sitting there for a week and then act when we call you. And then what they could do is turn around and place a bet that says we bet that the price of oil is going to go up 5 cents or whatever it is. And then the price of oil will go up 5 cents. How do we know that? Because they're, withholding the supply, which makes the demand is going to stay the same or go up, and the supply is lower now, so it's going to cost more. It bids it up. So they can make money off of their own actions. It's the most obvious corrupt system. It's like right in front of our eyes how corrupt it is. They could just do whatever they want and make whatever amount of money they want. It's like when Goldman Sachs, right before the Great Recession, what they would do is they knew that all the subprime mortgage packages were shit, but what they would do is call in their clients and sell these things hard to them and say, no, this is where you're going to make all your money. Just invest a shitload into these subprime mortgage packages and they're going to appreciate in value and you're going to be a millionaire. Or you're going to make, more millions than you already have. So then after they sold those products to their clients, what they would do is turn around and place a bet against the product that they just sold pretending it was good. They would say, they would turn around and bet that the product's going to fall and that, they're betting on it to implode, and then when it does implode, they make money that way, and they also made money selling the product pretending as if it was good. It was just sheer, pure, utter fraud, and they largely got away with it. And this is the situation that we're facing. We have a casino capitalist economy. Those guys aren't doing anything productive. They're not making something with their hands. They're not building a product. They don't own small businesses. They don't create, food for their local town. They don't provide a service. They're not like a plumber or an accountant. They're pushing numbers around on a computer screen, making bets on top of side bets with other people's money. They're purposefully fucking other people over and rigging the market so that they can make even more money. Man, when the system just totally and utterly collapses, don't say we didn't warn you.